That'll be something to watch, because Sanches, I think, will certainly be keeping the ball in play a lot. So the onus will be on John, whether he's patient enough to set the points up, or whether he rushes them and then makes a lot of mistakes.
I think he will try rushing them, John. I think he's going to try to break open the points, whether serving or returning, real early, force the issue.
Quartas.
McEnroe can almost always expect a chip return on the backhand side and avoid the big Sanches for him. But again, he can't keep going there. He's got to keep it moving. There are two such contradictory serves that would work for him. The flat one to Sanchez's backhand, as he just did, or the other one.
What are we playing?
15 all.
The button's down.
All that time, Sanches had to just sit back and wait, try to keep his concentration. Amazing how many times we've seen McEnroe have a discussion, argument, whatever you want to call it, and then turn right around and make a heck of a play.
It's been a pattern, no question about that.
You can tell how intense McEnroe is already in this match, and how he knows that his serve is the key to this win.
You might have heard Cyclops in that one, too. We had a meeting with some of the officials to get clarification on some rules, etc. And this was one of the discussions. They said they think Cyclops works better on this kind of a court than any other court, grass or whatever else. Unless it's knocked offline, it is very reliable. Sometimes they don't use it at night because the moths land in that area, and it sets it off.
Game.
So it's 2-1 McEnroe in the first set.
McEnroe leads 2-1.
Let's quickly go down to Leslie Visser.
Please take the closest seat.
Pat, I'm with the chief of the Grand Slam supervisors, Ken Farrar. Ken, what was the dispute, and what did you tell John?
Well, the problem was the ball was a fault, but the machine did not go off. Now, either it wasn't activated by the lines umpire, or the ball was past the range of the machine, or the linesman might have taken his finger off the machine to activate it too quickly. Everybody agreed it was a fault. John's point was, if we're playing the machine, shouldn't it be considered a good ball?
Does John have a point?
Well, he has a point, but everybody knew it was a fault. It's a fault. We got to play it that way.
Okay, thank you, Ken. Back to you, Pat.
Thank you.
Ken Farrar, as I mentioned earlier, boy, has he been busy this week. He defaulted Ken Flack out of the men's doubles after he walked off the court in his mixed doubles during a loss. He had to decide whether Goran Ivanisevic, after admittedly tanking in his match yesterday, deserved a fine, which he, upon review, did not give him. And, of course, the Andre Agassi incident.
And there have been fines.
Oh, there have been.
Against McEnroe against Agassi, against Gomez.
Gomez was fined for having too big of commercial patches on his clothes, and he wouldn't take it off, change it.
15.
McEnroe was fined $500 for breaking a sign at the end of the court, the USTA National Championship plastic sign. He's within $500 of reaching the maximum $7,500 fine, after which he would not be allowed to play in the next Grand Slam, which would be the Australian Open.
I don't think he would be too unhappy about that after what happened last year.
That's right, he was defaulted out of the Australian Open last year, but he admitted that was his own fault. He didn't know the rules.
First.
It's amazing, Tony. You bring up a good point. It's amazing how many people don't know the rules, not just in tennis, but in golf.
Right.
And in all sports.
Craig Stadler build up his stance with that towel under his knee. Cost him about 30 grand.
Football as well.
One of the things that I think John did so well
30
in his match against Chesnikov was he was a little more penetrating with the volley. He, up to this point, has been very tentative in the volley. Not that he's afraid to miss it, but when he has a bit of an opening, he doesn't do enough with it to force it through. And he's volleying with a little more aggression here. As he knows Sanches can run. He knows he has good ground strokes. That means good passing shots.
McEnroe's really going after his volleys again, and he said after that Chesnikov match, he said today was certainly the best that I volleyed for a long time. I felt like I didn't let the ball play me. I played the ball. He did the same thing again.
Here's another look now. He gets this ball down. Sanches volleys up. See how he got that ball way out in front? That's an expert volleyer. Get that ball and make contact as far in front of your body as you can. Firm wrist, not a very big motion. And he went in behind Sanches, who's got a break point. That's the thing with a guy like Sanches. He can't end a point necessarily with one shot. He's got to take 2, 3, 4, 5 to do it. He has to set it up well. He set that one up with a good serve. Boy, what a nice family, the Sanches family.
It's deuce.
McEnroe positioned to chip and charge.
Good. John was wishing that one out. That was definitely a good shot.
Pato Rodriguez in the cap, and Emilio's brother Javier next to him, and behind him, that's Manuel Orantes, who in 1975 won the U.S. Open. Of course, it was played on clay then, back at Forest Hills. He was on clay for a couple of years.
We'll never forget that one.
Boy.
On this.
I'll tell you in a minute. Right now, just a reminder that we're live at the USTA National Tennis Center. The stadium court, very nearly full now. 2-2.
On the Saturday night, the night before the final, Orantes played Vilas. Vilas hit him 2 sets to love. Had him either 5-love or 5-1 and 40-love. 5-1, 40-love, triple match point. Orantes got out, saved 2 more match points, ended up winning it in 5 sets. Got home at 2:33 in the morning, got to sleep at 4:30 or 5. Came out the next day, and guess what? Beat Jimmy Connors to win it.
The only guy he thought he had a chance was Connor. Connor said he told me before he's still on a roll. Meantime, we had left and didn't know who won. Came back the next day to do the finals. We thought Connors was in the finals against Vilas.
That's the man right there.
Vilas, after losing, after dropping that tremendous lead in the semis to this man, who was in the locker room for an hour afterwards, sitting there with a towel on him, saying, "I'm lower than dirt. I am lower than dirt." Couldn't believe it.
Oh, McEnroe.
Love.
30 love. Ivan Lendl in straight sets earlier here in the stadium.
Wow, that's an upset. Connell and Michibata have played great doubles this year. In fact, they're about 3 or 4 in the world right now in dubs.
Action out on court 16.
Nesky up 6-5 over the young Italian gal that put Celis out of the tournament.
Love.
40 love.
Tatum O'Neal sitting next to Tony Palafox, who's McEnroe's coach again. He's the guy whose style McEnroe copied when he was just a young boy. Very compact swings, a lot of touch. Like that.
Trouble is, sorry, Pat, go ahead.
Just going to say he's always had extremely quick hands.
I was going to say the trouble is he makes it look so easy that people don't realize how tough it is, some of the things he does.
McEnroe leads 3 games to 2 in the first set.
McEnroe leads 3 games to 2.